Hello everyone, this is Mike Menzel for Freedom Project Education, and what you're watching here today is the Canvas login tutorial. This is actually part one of our tutorial, and what we're going to do today is learn how to log in and kind of work with some of the different settings and features that you'll be experiencing within Canvas. The first thing I want to point out to you is the login screen. That's where we're at right now. And to be able to get to this login screen, you can do one of two things. The first being you can actually see that the web address is fpeusa.instructure.com. You can see that right down below there. The other way of getting here is actually to go to our main website. We always have at fpeusa.org. And on the top there, you'll be able to see where it says log into Canvas. A very easy way to be able to get to this login screen. Now, once you are here, let's point out the two different ways you can log in. Now, if you are a student, the first thing you'd want to do is you want to put in your username. Now, it says right here, it says email, but actually what you can do is you can put in your username that you currently had in Edline, and then we'll actually end up putting in your password. Now, your password as a default is Freedom 2014. So that's again, Freedom 2014, all lowercase. And then you would just simply click log in. Now that is how a student would log in. Okay, a student uses their username that they currently had in Ali Edline, and then their password. For those students who were not with us in the first semester, that username that they would have is their first name, last name, the day of birth. So if you were born, let's say on January 20th, it would be John Smith 20, and then FPE, all lowercase, okay? All that is in the orientation packet that you can get all the information from, okay? Again, that's how you log in as a student. Now, as a parent, if you wanted to log in, all you would do is you'd put your email address into there. Now, the email address it will recognize is the one that you gave to Freedom Project Education when you registered your child. That is the email address we are looking for. And then the password is identical to what the student default password is, which is Freedom 2014. Again, that's lowercase Freedom 2014, and then you can simply log in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in here with mine. So my login looks very similar to how a parent's login would look, using my email address, and then I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now this is the first screen that you will see. We're going to get into some of the detail of these different buttons in a different tutorial. But the first thing I want to point out here is at the top of the screen you should see your name as the user. So whether you are a student or a parent / guardian, this is where you will see your name. Okay. And so what we want to do is when we log in, the first thing we want to do is click on your name. Now you want to do this every time, but this is the first time you log in. Okay, just to kind of get your bearings on things. So if you click on your name, what you'll find here is in the settings section, you'll see that your name is displayed here. It says your full name, display name, and then again, sortable name. Now we're going to make some edits here. Okay, and so to do that, we're going to go to the right side of the screen where we see it says Edit Settings. When we click on Edit Settings, it gives us some options. The first thing we're going to do here is for the majority of you, you have no picture up here. But you can change that by clicking on, all you do is hover over the picture there, and then you click on this little pencil that's down here. And when you click on that pencil, it'll prompt you to this screen. Now when you see this screen, all you want to do is you can upload a new image. Now this is not a requirement, it's completely optional. Students and parents do not have to have a picture, but this is an option. I know that a lot of the students will be asking how do you do this, so that's why we're covering it. So all you do is you click on upload a new image, and then when you do that you can find the image on your desktop, or maybe it's in a folder somewhere. You can upload a JPEG or a PNG, and then once it is, then you just select it here, and then you click select image. Okay, and then it'll put that image right there. The second thing we want you to look at here is in the time zone section. Now every student and parent has a different time zone that they may be in than maybe what is as the default. So I live in Wisconsin, and therefore I'm in Central Time Zone. But depending on where you live across the country or the world, you're going to want to change your time zone to reflect where you live. The reason we do this is because by telling the system where you live in the world, it will adjust your assignment due dates. So when you go to your calendar function, you can see what time things are due. It'll actually adjust it accordingly to your time zone. If a teacher says something is due at 4 o'clock Central Time, that actually means it's due at 5 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so that's the reason we're changing our time zone. So once you do that, the next thing I want you to look at here is right down here where it says password. Okay, I want you to select this little box where it says change password. And then right here we want you to put in the old password, which again is freedom2014, freedom 2014, and then a new password, something that's more personal to you. So put a password that you'll remember, and then again, confirm that password. Now, what's really nice actually about this is, unlike Ollie Edline, where when you had a password, and let's say you forgot that password and you needed to send a reminder to yourself, it would send it to your Gaggle email account. Well, we no longer have Gaggle email, so what it will send it to is the parent email account, or whatever email account is registered with the account. All right, so it's an easier thing now, where if you were to forget your password, it's very simple. On that original login screen you're at, there's a button right down below that says forget password. Click on that, enter your username, and it will send your password to the email account that is set up. Okay, so after you've set in your old password and your 2 new passwords, you simply click update settings. Okay, now I do want to point out to you something that, again, is completely optional here, but I thought it would be important to point out. Right here is other services. Now, if you, for instance, have a Facebook account or a LinkedIn, Twitter account, and you want to have that account be linked to your Canvas account, it doesn't matter if you're a student or a parent, you can actually do that. And what that will do is, if an assignment is posted, or let's say a quiz is graded, and you set the notifications to alert you of that, and you have your Facebook account or your LinkedIn or Twitter account or your Google Doc account tied into that, it will actually, if you're in Facebook, it'll put a little red dot, as most of you who understand Facebook, where it has an alert. And when you click on that alert, it'll say that Canvas has a new alert from you, a quiz has been graded. You can click on it and it'll drive you right back to the Canvas site here. This is an option. You do not have to do it, but I wanted to point it out for you, for those people who do want to do it. Okay? The next thing I want to point out to you here is right on the top here we have email address. Okay? Let's see right here, email address. Now currently my email address is in here. But if I wanted to add an email address, I could do so by just clicking on this add email address. Now the way you could use this is as a student. You may have your parents' email address in here, but let's say you wanted to add a personal email address to your account. You could certainly do that. All you do is you click on the add email address button, you put your personal email account into there, and you're set and ready to go. You can actually also add a phone number to your account. And all you do that is right under Other Contacts right here. You click on Add Contact Method. And when you do that, you'll see that it says Text, SMS, and you can simply put a cell phone number in here, select your carrier. Now again, it doesn't have every carrier in here, but you'll select your carrier of these ones. And then you just click Register. And what will end up happening is it'll send you a text message. It'll send a text message to your phone, and just kind of confirming that it has received it. Okay. Now you don't again have to do that. It's an option, but the reason that people would want to do that is, let's say as a parent you want to be notified every time a grade is posted. You can do that, or every time a quiz is posted. You could do that. Now again, you don't have to. Again, it's completely optional here. Okay. So this covers kind of the main settings page. The next thing we're going to focus on here is the notifications, and that's right over here on the left side. Okay, so if we click on notifications right on the left side of the page here, it'll prompt us to a section that has a lot of different things. Now, we start at the top here. Now, you'll find out that as you come into your account, everything is kind of defaulted. So I have changed mine, but on yours, you may have some different things here. Now, what this is this allows notifications to be sent whether you're logged in as a parent or you're logged in as a student. It allows notifications and alerts to be sent to you. So If you find that you want whenever a due date is put in there, therefore whenever an assignment is put in, you can actually be alerted of that. And so you can be alerted with the check arrow, which is be notified right away. You can be notified with a little clock here that sends a daily summary. So if you get a lot of due dates that pop up and you're finding that, you know what, this is way too many alerts that I'm getting, you can actually have it sent to you once a day. An email will be sent to you telling you of the different due dates that have changed. You can also have it sent to you every week. So instead of having it every day or as soon as it happens, you can have it sent to you once a week, a summary of all the different due dates that have been added or changed. And finally, if you click on the X, that is basically the do not send me anything. I don't want to be alerted of due dates. Now, why this is important is this is, again, above and beyond notification-wise. You will find that whether you select this or not, when you log in as a student and or parent, you will see in the activity feed all the updates that have happened. So if a teacher has changed certain things, you'll know that anyways. Okay, you don't have to have this, but this is above and beyond with different notifications. So in addition to being notified when you log into Canvas, if you want to be notified by email and you want to be notified by text message and you want to be notified by Facebook, this is where you would go to change those notifications. Okay? Same thing for grading. If for grading policies, if they change, course content changes, if there's an announcement that a teacher makes, if grading it happens, this is a kind of a big one, I guess, here, so that if a quiz or a test or an assignment is graded and you want to be notified of that, you can certainly do that. Okay. We also have down here the discussion section. I would not worry about this because we're not really going to get into discussions this year. Next year will be a different story, but don't really worry about the discussions part. Now the conversations part we're going to get a little bit deeper into in a few minutes, but the conversations is basically email/chat. Okay? And if you want to be notified every time somebody chats you, or whether a fellow student or a teacher sends you a message via Canvas, and you want to be notified right away, again, this is where you would change that. So you can change it from right away, or once a day, or weekly, or not be notified at all. So again, this is where you would change it. Scheduling, another thing too is if you have a teacher that takes advantage of the scheduling application, you can be notified here when scheduling appointments and signups are done. Again, group memberships, and finally administrative notifications. So these things I want you to take the time to go through. Again, maybe it can pick you a minute or two, and they're personalized to you and you only. As a parent, these are for you as a parent or family account. So if you have 3 students with us, then any change you make here actually affects you for all 3 students. So if you change your due date thing to say, I want to be alerted every time a new due date's changed, well, if you have 3 kids with us, then you would be notified when all of those kids have different due dates. Just keep that in mind. Okay? All right. The final thing I want to talk about here is the inbox. Now, the inbox can be found at the very top of the screen here. Okay? And when you click on the inbox, what you'll find is this is actually a email/chat system. Okay? Now, it's kind of an all-in-one system, and how it works is you can, right here in the To section, you can type in a fellow student, or if you're a parent, you can type in a teacher's name. If you're a student, you can type in a teacher's name. It's how it works, just like an email. Okay? So let's say I wanted to send an email to Mr. Jenkins. I would just type in his name. I can see here he is here, and I click on him. And then I can actually send him a message. I can say, hi, Ben. Did you get that homework assignment? Okay. And I can actually, on top of that, I can either send an attachment with it, so a Word document or a PDF, or I can record a video or a audio message. Okay, that's a big difference now. You'll actually be able to do that now. So you don't have to, but again, it's just some of the features that are now offered within Canvas. And then simply click Send. Okay, and now it shows that I've sent, but it also shows you the conversations that I've had with Ben. Okay, so you can see the recent one on top here. Hi, Ben, did you get the homework assignment? Now, remember before we were talking in notifications about the conversation section, okay? And let me go ahead and show you that one more time. So I'm going to go to Settings, and then I'm going to go to Notifications. Now here's the conversation setting. If I have added to conversation or conversation message selected here, whether it be ASAP right away, or the weekly or the daily or the weekly, what will happen is if I have an email address that's connected to this account, it will also send an email to me with that message. So if you want to be copied essentially or forwarded all conversations that are happening, you can do that. If you are a student, you may find that if you're having chat with somebody going back and forth with each other, that may become really one of those nuisance things if you're finding that you're getting all these emails sent to your personal email account. So you can change that here if you wanted to. You can change that to, I only want to be sent these updates once a day. So again, that's where you would go to do that. All right. Guys, that covers our introduction here. Okay. I hope that you got a little bit out of this here. Obviously, there's the text version of this if you're better at reading the directions of certain things. But we want to provide a video for you. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact myself or Mr. Jenkins, and we will be happy to help. We also have a tutorial video coming up very soon that talks a little bit more in depth about the courses and how to access courses, how to work within those courses, assignments, quizzes, all of those things. We didn't show you that today because we wanted just to get you started up. Okay? Thank you so much, and I wish you guys the very best of luck.